Why, hello there, friends, and welcome to General Chat. I'm back from my long sabbatical to Iceland, Seattle, and God only knows where else. Today we are talking about RuneScape, and I've got two very special guests related to RuneScape. I have Archie, and I've got James from Runeshark. Now, the reason for that being, I haven't played RuneScape in a while. I played back in the day when there was the Wild Wild West, and there was the wilderness, and you could lead people out to their deaths, and having lost something very precious to me, those beautiful rainbow boots.
Infinity boots.
The Infinity boots. I didn't even know what they were called, but still, the loss of them devastated me, and I swore, I was like, I will ruin everyone else who gets to enjoy a life with beautiful Infinity boots.
Yeah.
So, but I haven't been caught up in a while. So I've got my two experts here, and today the topic is this.
Well, it's been happening for quite a while now, people botting and all that, and just buying gold and selling gold, and everybody thinks of, when they think of RuneScape gold, they think of, well, how much money is that in real life? And that's really not what you're supposed to be thinking about when you play a game like this. And it's kind of been happening over the last couple of years, but lately it's just kind of really hitting everyone hard because they're starting to really realize how few people actually play this game now.
And the issue with banning the bots is that for a lot of people, you're saying that the game sort of doesn't really pick up until you've reached a certain level of skills.
Yeah.
And the bots allow you to be like, okay, I can AFK out, let the bot handle getting me to the monotony of just leveling some of these skills, right?
Well, I'm not going to defend botting. I'm just going to say it's not quite as bad as I think some people think it is, because RuneScape is one of those games that you really have to play for hours on end to really finally get to the point where you can somewhat enjoy it. At least it is for me as a player killer. It takes months on end to make a really good account that you're proud of, that you can be respected as a good RuneScape player. Otherwise, you're just stuck with this noob. Everyone looks at you like you're a noob, and that's no fun.
So James, for people that aren't aware, RuneScape sort of exists, whereas I think a lot of other MMOs sort of have really tightened down on the, let's make leveling as easy as possible. Like WoW, for example, has done a lot of effort, and some people complain, like, oh, it used to take me so long to get to level 60, now it's such a breeze. RuneScape is not a game that is in that direction, right?
No.
Well, there's a big problem at the minute of they had a huge number of bots come into the game because all the items became tradable again. So there was a lot of botting in order to sell gold. And when they removed all those bots, it actually eroded a lot of the legitimate player base to the point that a lot of those players don't play anymore. And now the player base is fairly small of the illegitimate players. It's hard for like new players to come through because a lot of the players that are still there are very high level. So you're looked down on as a noob for a long time.
So James, if you ran Jagex or were even in a position to suggest like a few good ways to go about handling the situation better, what would be your top recommendations?
Well, one thing that they've never really helped out is the player killing community. Like Chris said, there's still a lot of BS stuff in that kind of sector in which they never really looked into. And then on top of that, like you said, there's a lot of high level equipment, which there does need to be a high level equipment because of the number of high level players in the game. But then also, if they did want to sort it out and keep the game going, they'd need to put in a lot more things for the low level players or try and attract more people to the game.
To touch on that, there are a lot of really overpowered weapons in the wilderness, and it's kind of like a free-for-all out there. When you step out into the wilderness, anybody can kill you. It really doesn't matter. You can be in single, where only one guy can attack you at a time, or you can be in multi.
They brought it back, right? For a long time, it was like, oh, there's none of that.
They didn't really have it. They had this thing called Bounty Hunter, and then player versus player, and it wasn't really the same as the wilderness. It was just kind of like, it felt like a mini game you were playing, as opposed to what people were traditionally used to.
All right, well, as we do every week, we asked you on Facebook, facebook.com/Machinima Realm, the topic, what your thoughts were. So let's go to some of those. Kyle Warden, they say ban them. Ban the bots, ban the gold farmers. They wreck with the economy of the game. Is that...
That's more of a RuneShark question.
James?
Yeah, they definitely do need to just finish off banning the bots. So they banned like a good chunk of the bots. There was two different types, and now the type that they didn't ban are slowly growing and coming back. And that was what the first lot of bots that they finally banned is what started killing the game in the first place. Unless they get rid of these new type that's growing soon, then it will start to really kill the game.
Yeah, and the only real reason that people bought is to try and get those high goals, because they want that stuff that takes hours and months to get. And, well, months for a normal person that can't play for 10 hours a day.
Sure.
So that's all they're trying to eliminate, is that first little initial process of just getting there.
All right, Justin Sweet. Without the bots, the economy is ruined. Absolutely no one wants to sit for hours to mine or cut wood, which they may already have the max level and the skill needed for that resource. So just use those things on another skill. The price for certain items in RuneScape has always been pretty reasonably set, even with the Grand Exchange being in the game. James, do you have a thought on that?
Yeah, well, you just have to kind of adapt to it. When the bots are there, you just have to find something else to make money instead, and there are other ways. Yeah. But like I said before, they definitely do need to remove the bots to solve this exact problem.
Yeah, if there was room for bots and real players, wouldn't be a problem. But for example, there are these things called green dragons. You kill them, you get their bones. These bones are worth a lot of money. Well, they used to be worth a lot of money before bots came around. And it used to be a really good way for people to make their RuneScape living. You know, you could go there, kill some green dragons. You had a ton of money. You could go buy yourself some really cool armor and stuff like that. Now you go and try and kill a green dragon, and there's 100 bots there taking all of them before you can even look at them.
All right, and the last comment is actually a response to the previous comment. Jake Whelan, in response to Justin's post, MMORPGs rely on the give and take of an actual player economy for the game world to function correctly. Having to work for what you have not only increases the game's longevity and adds a sense of achievement at each and every step of the way, which is what gets people so hooked. So do you think it's is there a line? I mean, I feel like there must be a line, though, of course, between, like, okay, the reward of, like, you invested time in this and achieved this versus tedious, unnecessary aspects of it.
Yeah.
So where do you draw the line personally?
Well, I mean, it can be looked at as either the player killing community or the skilling community. The skilling community can set a goal of, I want 99, which is the max you can get in any skill. Not every skill, most skills. And that's a big goal for a lot of people. And when they get there, the big sense of achievement, you know, that I did something good for myself on this video game, it feels cool, you know? But a PKer, a player killer, really doesn't get that, except unless he goes and kills a guy for a lot of money and makes him lose all of his crap, you know? I'm better than that guy, superiority, you know? And it's not being looked at as that way.
In any case, check in on this discussion. The posts this week on Facebook were very long. People had a lot to say about it, so go and educate yourself on that. And then continue the discussion in the comments below, what you think should be done, what pisses you off if you've played RuneScape in the past or coming back to it, how this feels. Excuse me. Chris, what are you working on right now? In one sentence, what are your projects that you've got going on right now?
Well, I've been starting a pier, which is basically, it's not your traditional RuneScape account. Well, it used to not be your traditional RuneScape account. It seems like everybody that makes an account now is making a pier, which is basically, usually, just give the majority, usually it's an account without any defense. So you can usually balance your RuneScape character out with some nice attack, which means you don't miss that much. You usually get to smack the guy. And strength means you hit higher, and defense means you don't get hit so much, right? Usually people are getting rid of the defense because it eliminates your total combat level, which kind of lets you fight that many people that level. And they're just trying to eliminate that. And you can be kind of like a level 90 with 99 attack and strength or whatever, but one defense, you'd probably kick some ass, but you would be able to get hit really hard. And it's just, I don't know, that's what I'm doing right now. And it's a really big process because I have to go through so many quests. I've got a whiteboard at home with like all these quests and all this crap I have to do, and it's taken me months. I've been working on it for months.
And James, anything coming up from RuneShark you want to promote?
Yeah, we've got a new awesome series where it's like a few friends to the aim goal is a task set challenge that I'm setting up, which the last one was received really well, and I've got a new one of those coming. And then just the standard RuneShark update videos of the RuneScape updates that we do every week.
Well, if you are looking to get into the community, these are definitely the guys to follow, so stick with them. And as always, I advise you every Tuesday at 4 p.m., facebook.com/MachinimaRealm. We post this week's topic. You can be a part of the discussion and get your thoughts read on camera. So, thank you, gentlemen.
Yeah.
I will
Not a problem.
continue my quest for revenge forever and ever and ever until the infinity boots are mine again.
I'm looking forward to reading all these comments. I'm sure people have some very nice things to say.
What's up, everyone? We're here to let you know that Bite Me is moving from Tuesdays to Fridays, only on Machinima.
Oh yeah.
Friday, April 6th, that's when you can start tuning in to all the blood, gore, and zombie madness.
Could your weekend get any better?
That's right, you can't.